Here with DJ Dyslexic. So my first question that I wanted to ask is, where did the name DJ Dyslexic come from?
That's fair. I often get that question. I have dyslexia. I was diagnosed with dyslexia in grade 2. And a lot of people I grew up with who had dyslexia really struggled with accepting it, and they kind of got bullied. I never really let it put me down too much. But when I was in junior high school, of course, when you're in junior high school, a lot of people get, there's a lot of things that get said. I won't call it bullying because I don't think that my emotions really got hurt by it. But I was definitely picked on for my dyslexia a lot. Mm-hmm. And I always thought it was kind of funny because I always accepted it for what it was. And I told my friends one day, I was like, man, I want to be a DJ. They were like, what are you going to call yourself, DJ Dyslexic? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to call myself DJ Dyslexic. And here we are. And I'm still DJ Dyslexic. It's terrible for branding and marketing purposes. It's very hurting. But it has a lot of great meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in the East End of St. John's. Spent the majority of my life living off Newfoundland Drive, so I'm very familiar with the East End. I love St. John's, very proud Newfoundlander, proud Canadian, but prouder Newfoundlander, always. Yeah, pretty much just beating around the East End my whole little childhood.
Okay, how many gigs do you think you've played?
Holy fuck. Alright, there's 52 weeks in a year. I've been DJing for 3 years. 150 is a safe number. 200 is probably an accurate number.
Wow. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah. When I dove into it pretty heavy. I went every weekend to open decks down at Annex. That was phenomenal, great experience. From there, I kind of trickled on. I became the resident DJ at Annex then for a year. Moved on to Levels, resident DJ there for a year. I still play there, not as much, but I still do. I also play out in Westside Charlie's, Carboneer. That's great. Then I also do weddings, a lot of rap events. I did the Mad Child show, the Snack Dripper show for the locals. What else have I done? Oh, I did the St. John's fireworks down at Kitty V Lake for, what was that, 4 months ago now?
For New Year's?
For New Year's, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
That was definitely really cool. Hardest part about that was downloading censored music and making sure that it was censored.
Mm-hmm.
That was stressful. It was actually so cold that night that my laptop just died on me. So it was -20, and I had to put a space heater up next to it, and that held it at like 14% battery for the rest of the gig, which was terrifying.
So what are your top 3 favorite movies?
My 3
favorite movies.
Oh, movies. Okay. Ooh. This is actually a hard one for me. Top 3 favorite movies. Alright, I'm gonna throw The Hangover there because that just keeps popping up in my mind. That was a great movie. Let's throw Superbad on there because I also really enjoy that movie. Right. I really want to say The Incredibles 1. That's just a great movie. Front to back, that is a
Chris
phenomenal
Rock as that ice dude.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Was it Friezo? No, that's not his name.
Something like
Frozone.
that.
Frozone.
Oh, there you go.
That's a badass name. That one stumped me.
Okay, so who are some of your biggest influences as artists? Not just music, actors, authors, books that you've read, anything that has influenced you a lot.
Number one, I'm gonna go for Classified. He definitely really inspired me, particularly around the time Oh Canada came out. That was classic white boy inspiration. Um, Mac Miller, undoubtedly, is my favorite artist. Love his stuff. He really inspires me. My pop is one of my all-time heroes in just his personality, how he lives life. The doctors told him he should have been dead like 5 years ago, but he's like, "Nah, boy, I'm not dying today." And he's still alive, man.
Wow.
So,
Besides music, what other things do you like to do to like relax and unwind or have fun?
I'm definitely a victim for being a pothead. That's for damn sure. I love cars, and I love history. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I'm a huge history head. If I'm not watching some Joe Rogan podcasts, I'm probably looking into the Egyptians or the Akhenaten or Sumerians or looking at Göbekli Tepe.
So would you consider yourself a conspiracy theorist?
To some degree.
Yeah.
I definitely believe some conspiracy theories, and other ones I'm not so much for. Some I used to believe, and upon doing some more research, I've realized are possibilities, but there's not a lot of evidence. But it's really fun to think about it and to have these conspiracies, and I love it. I'm definitely a conspiracy theorist in the fact that I love discussing it. Do I believe or buy into all of it? Not necessarily.
But you like to just get the information and consider it for
fuck
yourself.
Fuck yeah. I'm so into it. I'll sit down for hours on end studying many different things.
Do you remember the first time ever that you performed?
Definitely not.
Okay, what is your zodiac sign?
Oh shit, you really got me on that one.
Okay, how old were you when you realized that you wanted to pursue music, and when did you actually start?
Ooh. I think I've always wanted to do it. My background is in musical theater. I did 6 years of acting, then I started teaching acting. I did 5 years of dance and about 8 years of voice.
Wow.
I've done about 40 different like musical theater productions. So I can't remember the first time I performed. I can't really remember having a first memory of like, I want to do music, because I always think I want to do music. I just don't know if I always knew how I wanted to pursue music.
Okay, what is your favorite season?
Probably spring, because I love winter, and that's great, but around springtime, I always just find everyone just gets their ass in gear and starts doing shit. Like right now, I feel like this city is like really on the go. I feel like everyone is just doing something. I feel like there's a lot happening, and I think that's great. I think that spring and the sun coming out really inspires people to get out, get motivated, and put to fruition their ideas.
Yeah, bring everything back to life after a cold winter.
Fuck yeah.
Do you enjoy traveling? And if you've done much traveling, what are two of your favorite stories? And if you haven't done a lot of traveling, where would you like to go?
I have done a bit of traveling. I love to travel. Funny stories while traveling. Oh, okay, this is a good one. This is a good, clean, funny story. About, holy shit, 6 years ago this summer. Yeah, 6 years ago this summer, I took a road trip with my grandparents from here to Kingston, Ontario. We picked up my aunt and my uncle, and then we went down to Nashville, and then we went over to South Carolina. When we were in South Carolina, we were leaving to drive back up to Kingston. And the night previous, Everyone who was legal had gotten really drunk, so everyone was hungover. We got in the car. My uncle couldn't find his wedding ring. We couldn't find like the keys to like the roof rack to put like our luggage up there. So we were in a six-seater vehicle, and there were 6 of us, and we had all of our luggage because we were going through quite the extensive trip. So we didn't have, we couldn't put it in the luggage rack. So that was insane. So we're driving, and we're all really cranky. And my nan has this bag of licorice, and she keeps offering it to like everyone licorice, and like, no, nan, we don't want licorice, and she keeps offering it to my uncle, and my uncle's like, no, and finally he starts to get really cranky. He's like, no, I don't want the licorice, and then she's like, no, like, have some licorice, and he grabs it and he bites it like it was a pepperoni stick. He's like, hey, I had some fucking licorice, and just flicks it, and literally licorice just like everywhere in the car. Then we were in Pennsylvania, and we stopped at a Starbucks. My nan wanted to get it. My uncle was pissed about this because there were so many setbacks in the day. And as we were going down the off ramp, the key to the roof rack literally just like falls down the windshield.
Oh
it was
my
on the
God.
roof for like 4 hours while we were driving across interstates. That was insane. At one point, I'd fallen asleep during that trip, and there was a transport truck hauling a transport truck. So the transport truck was back on, so my uncle got right close to it, and then like screamed and slammed on the brakes when it was mediocrely safe to do so. And I woke up, and there was just like this transport in front of us, and we were slamming our brakes. I was like, oh my god!
That must have been a long trip.
Yeah, it was a month because I ended up meeting back up with my mom in Newfoundland, and then went around Newfoundland. That was insane.
Wow, must have been scenic.
Yeah, that, and I love Mexico. Mexico's great. Everyone down there just offers you liquor and drinks tequila like water. It's sick.
Okay, so if you like were to plan a trip and had unlimited funds, where are 2 places you'd want to go see?
Oh, unlimited funds. Okay. Antarctica, first one. First off, because it's illegal to go to Antarctica. Why is it illegal to go to Antarctica? I don't know, but that's why I want to go there.
I didn't even know that was illegal.
Yeah, you just can't go to Antarctica. Like, you're just not allowed unless you go for like an expedition. You gotta like go through all these permits, and it's really weird, and it's guarded by the UN, and like
Something fishy about that.
something fishy going on down in Antarctica.
Yeah,
Antarctica.
for sure.
Antarctica. My God. And now I'm really at a loss to whether I want to go to Poland, go to Auschwitz, or if I'm going to pyramids. That's my other 2 that I'd have to hem and haw about, and probably end up going to pyramids.
Yeah, that would be my choice as
Yeah,
well.
that's some shit. I love the pyramids. I do a lot of research on the
They're
pyramids.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, I think they were generators. I don't think they were tombs.